Hello, Capricorns. This is your reading for the week of May 19th, or whenever you get this and it resonates with you. So, when I started getting ready to do this reading, I was seeing pages flutter. At first, they were just pages like foolscap pages that you would take notes on in class, or record numbers on, whatever, but that you'd be looking at it one at a time like this, trying to figure something out or looking for some information. Then the next thing that I saw was a flip book. So a flip book is one where there are images that change very gradually from one page to the next. And as you flip it, it becomes almost like a series, like an animation. So what I'm seeing is this flip book. And of course, on a flip book, there are no words. And so the quality of it is that it's really working far more with the imagination and the unconscious, I would say, in this case. Now, what I'm noticing is that the flip book is stopping at certain images. And the first image that I get is one of rage. And the interesting thing about this is that's the one that really starts. That's the one that really gets my attention. But I know if I were to go along, there would be other ones that it would stop at. And one is sadness, and one is feeling alone, almost as though one is sad and kind of hopeless and a little bit lost. And then the other one is almost very childlike, almost as though you'd be curled up in a fetal position in a corner somewhere. Now, however they fit together, I don't know. And of course, this won't relate to the entire Capricorn collective. But I'm feeling that for those of you for whom this is resonating, that there are things from the past that are now getting in the way somehow, that there is an old energy that is hanging on to you and affecting you in a way that is not sporting you anymore. And the thing, of course, about these things is that we can very often hold emotions that we're not really aware of having, especially when we take them on or experience them at a very early age, because we don't have the words to define them. We don't necessarily know this is anger I'm feeling, this is rejection, this is whatever, abandonment. We don't necessarily know what they are. So sometimes we'll carry them and add on to them without even realizing we're doing it. Why is that important? That's important because any of that energy that we don't know we're holding, that has a frequency that is heavy, that is dense, that is not just heavy or dense, because all emotions are fine. It's a matter of whether or not they're moving, whether or not they transmute, whether or not they're appropriately used. If it's an emotion that is either rejected or concealed because it's not wanting to be dealt with, then it can rest in our physical body and in our nervous system in a way where it can continue to create disruption in our energetic flow. And why is that a problem? That's a problem because that can cause issues with our physiology. It can cause issues with patterns of behavior and what we will look for and what we will accept in relationships, jobs, our own attitude towards ourselves, all these different things, our ability to care for ourselves, nurture ourselves. The whole point is emotion is an energy. It's meant to be felt. It's meant to move through the body. It's meant to teach us things and bring us to awareness. So if you are having a situation right now where it looks as though something is not going the way you would like, physically, emotionally, whatever, it's a really good opportunity now for you to look at what you can let go of. You've got the loss or liberation card, and in conjunction with these images that I'm getting, it feels to me as though there is the opportunity for you to look at some energy that you've been hanging on to and let go of it. Well, how do you let go of it? You let go of it by taking the time to look at it, by slowing down, by allowing yourself to get in touch with the feelings that are underneath whatever the emotional or physical condition is now in your life. And the thing is, it's not meant to be, how do I want to put this? It can feel as though it's really big and that it's really going to be a struggle to move through it, to get through it, to get beyond this. And with that struggle, there can be all sorts of embarrassment, shame, all sorts of emotions that are about you feeling out of control, okay? But what you're really being asked to do now is look at this kindly. Be kind to yourself as you're looking at whatever this is that's coming up. Because sometimes just backing off from it as a problem and just getting curious about it as what you can learn and what you can get from it takes it out of that place of struggle, shame, embarrassment, whatever it is. And it allows you to tune into a different level of consciousness that is going to feed you information that you need in order, or that will help you in order to move through this. The other thing that's I think really important about any of these situations that come up for us is that they always have something they can teach us. We always have something we can learn from something that is difficult. And sometimes it's hard, especially when it's bringing up fear of not having what we need to handle it, or concern about what the outcome is going to be in the long term. Fear basically gets in the way. Fear and worry gets in the way. So if you can step back with a kindness and become really just more curious instead of critical, judgmental, fearful, struggly, that's a new word, with it, it's going to help you be able to move out of overwhelm. Now, I'm also getting the childhood prayers here. What I find interesting about this is one of the images that I saw that I said it's almost as though you were in a fetal position. I feel as though there are issues in childhood that demand forgiveness, okay? And forgiveness from the point of view that however you've perceived things in the past, and I'm going to get really specific with this, whatever you have taken on and defined in a certain way that has led you to an emotional discomfort about something, there is more to it than you realize, or there is more to it than you understood at the time, which is what caused you to carry it with you, to take it on and carry it with you. Now what you're being given the opportunity to do is to say, you know what? There's more to life than my mind. There's more to life than this situation. There is a divine presence. Everybody is working their own path. And what is mine right now? What is mine right now? Give up remorse and guilt. It's time to let go. So if you've got remorse here about something, this is something that I would say is also in a process of coming up in order for you to be able to move through it. Now, Capricorn, this sounds like there is, I feel like I just want to say soften, because you also get the choose kind card instead of being domineering, sarcastic, blah, 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 blah. But that's also towards yourself, right? You're being asked to be kind. That is one of the first and key cards that came up. Kindness and slow down and loss and liberation. This is what I feel you get to do. You get to move through it. You get to be able to take this almost as a new start in terms of the freedom you're able to have in your life, in terms of the choices that you make. Now, whatever the situation is that you're going through, however it's manifesting for you, one of the things we always know is when we get to a situation that is really compressing us, either through fear or restriction or exhaustion, that structure now, the structure that we've been living in, we've outgrown it. Now, it doesn't mean that you've outgrown your life. Your life might be lovely. What we might have outgrown is outdated ideas about how we're allowed to live. about how we can live. And that can impact your future. Even if your present is really lovely now, if it's coming up now, it might coming up now because it could potentially impinge upon something you would like for your future. So it's coming up now for it to be dealt with. All right? You're being asked really, try to be neutral, try to be kind, do your best to step away, get curious about what this has to offer you in terms of liberation. And remember, loss is sometimes just the loss of an old attitude, an old belief, an old aberrant energy that we're carrying that we took on before we knew we were doing it. Or that we took on and didn't know we were doing it. So, what do you have that you can let go of? What are the heavy emotions that you've carried for other people or for yourself because of situations? What is unresolved that you can now let go of? And notice, please, when you're carrying it in your mind, that it doesn't have to feel really dramatic. It doesn't even have to carry a strong emotional charge when you think about it in order for it to still be in your energy and be affecting you. Sometimes the body closes it down so that we don't know that it's there. So you're being asked to be kind, slow down, be as neutral as you can, and be disciplined in your ability to take care of yourself in the process of moving through this and letting go of this. And when I say discipline to take care of yourself, what I would say is that means create a system for yourself through which you allow yourself to continue to move through this rather than and waiting for the next hit to come. Keep it fluid, keep it moving. Ask questions, get curious, okay? This seems really quite specific, and so I hope this is helpful for whoever's reading this, hearing this. Take care, Capricorn.